You have control over your mind, not external events, someone once said. You will find strength in a world where emotions can seem erratic if you understand this. How do we get to our anchor? To help you control your emotions and get through rough times, we've compiled 5 historical lessons for you to learn today. But before we begin, I'd enjoy it if you could hit the like button to help me keep sharing Stoic knowledge. Lesson 1. Know what you can control. Have you ever been caught in a storm? Not the kind with lightning and rain, but life storms, which are sudden events, losses, or changes. The dichotomy of control is a lesson from the old historical thinkers that serves as an anchor during these storms. Let's say you're planning an outdoor event, but it starts to rain while you're still planning it. No matter how much you'd like to, you can't control the weather. You can complain and get angry, or you can change, maybe move to a nearby place, or see the rain as a nice change. As one of the most important minds of his time, historical philosopher who was born into slavery put it simply, some things are within our control and some things are not. Every day, we deal with a variety of situations that we can control, like our daily routines, the books we read, and the people we hang out with. But there are many things we can't change, like world events, other people's acts, and the passage of time. The interesting part is that historical thinkers thought that our happiness depends on how we perceive and respond to external events, not on how they occur. Our emotions are not caused by the event itself, but rather by how we perceive it. Think of a time when you faced disappointment. Perhaps you didn't get the job you wanted, and at the time, it felt like a disaster. Over time, however, you came to realize that it was actually a blessing in disguise, leading you to a better opportunity or personal growth. Ask yourself if it's something you can control to start putting this into practice. Do something if the answer is yes. The opportunity for acceptance and flexibility arises if the answer is no. By truly understanding and internalizing this principle, we can free ourselves from needless suffering and go through life with a sense of calm, knowing that even though we can't change the wind, we can change the sails on our boats. Second lesson, think before reacting. Many people today value speed and immediacy, so the art of reflection may seem like a thing of the past. In a world that expects us to move quickly, this act of pause and reflection may be our only hope. Consider the numerous times we are faced with decisions, from selecting an entree to deciding on a job. A lot of these decisions are big, but how we make them is what counts. Let's delve into a typical situation, getting a message that hits a nerve, like a coworker questioning your work or a friend making a casual comment. A storm of emotions might hit us right away, making us guarded or angry. We are not ignoring our emotions by taking a step back and allowing this moment of detachment. Rather, we are giving them room to be understood. Reflection isn't about avoiding or accepting our thoughts and feelings, it's about being present with them. You have to ask yourself important questions like, why did this comment affect me so deeply? My current emotions are being influenced by what underlying ideas or experiences I have had in the past. Is my first response based on what's happening now or on things that happened in the past? Additionally, empathy is fostered through reflection before response. By giving ourselves time, we give it to other people too. That coworker or friend may have been having a rough day and didn't realize how important what they said was. Clarity, kindness, and connection are found in these reflective moments. In a world that often seems to move at breakneck speed, being able to pause and think is very useful in work situations. We can fight against the currents of immediacy through reflection, which is a quiet but strong statement that we won't be swept away by them. Reflecting before reacting isn't just a habit, it's a way of life that puts depth over surface level, understanding over impulsivity, and deep relationships over surface level exchanges. Detachment is the third lesson to learn. Practicing detachment might not seem like a good idea in a world where emotions are all over the place. Let's delve into what it really means, though. Detachment isn't about ignoring your emotions or the world around you. It's about developing a measured perspective, a calm in the midst of the storm. Imagine not being affected by events, situations, or even your own emotions. When was the last time you watched a movie that made you feel something? A part of you always knew it was just a movie, even though there were moments of stress, excitement, and maybe even sadness. You didn't rush to help the hero or comfort the character who was crying. Instead, you stayed in your seat and thought about how you felt. This is what detachment is all about, being involved in life and feeling all of its emotions, but also knowing when to step back and watch the play in your thoughts without getting caught up in it. Keeping your emotions in check is also very important when it comes to relationships with other people. It helps you listen well, respond instead of reacting, and handle disagreements with class. Detachment may sound like it takes away from the good things in life, but it actually makes those things better. We can fully enjoy the trip and enjoy each moment without constantly worrying about loss or change if we don't hold on too tightly to the outcomes. This exercise not only improves our own lives, but it also gives those around us a sense of calm and focus. Will this matter in a few years? Is the fourth lesson. Moments that test our patience, fortitude, and perspective are abundant in life. Our days are filled with situations that elicit a variety of emotions, from minor inconveniences like spilled coffee to more serious emotions like arguments with loved ones. It's simple to get swept away by the immediacy of our emotions in the heat of the moment. It might feel like the end of the world when you miss a deadline, get a bad review, or forget your birthday. Will this matter in 4 or 5 years, for example, is a powerful question that can change our perspective. This straightforward but deep question acts as a mental time machine, taking us to the past and allowing us to reflect on the present moment. All of a sudden, the heated fight or missed opportunity looks different. We will forget most of the things we worry about today as small details in the big story of our lives. Think back 5 years to the challenges and concerns you had. In what ways do they still apply today? How many have been replaced by new memories, experiences, and things you've learned? We can better organize our concerns and tell the difference between short-term problems and long-term effects by using this question as a regular point of reference. A bad day at work may seem like a lot right now, but in the big picture of jobs that last decades, it's just one day. Not only does nervousness go away with this perspective, but it also makes it easier to solve problems. We don't have to get stuck on the problem at hand. Instead, we can think, change, and move on, knowing that time often brings clarity and answers. However, this question doesn't just tell us to worry less, it also tells us to think about what really counts. We need to invest in personal development, relationships, and experiences that stand the test of time if we want our actions and decisions to have permanent value. Lesson 5. Look for chances in obstacles. From personal losses to global changes, the world is full of challenges. The Stoics had a powerful perspective on hardship, despite the fact that obstacles may seem burdensome. We don't always have control over the events that happen to us, but we can choose how we see them and how we react to them. Challenges become important lessons as a result of this change in perspective. This idea was beautifully summed up by Marcus Aurelius. The thing that stops action leads to action. What gets in the way turns into the way. This means that if we choose to see each obstacle or challenge as an opportunity for growth, they can help us move forward. A river might run into a boulder on its way. The river doesn't stop, it finds a way around it, either by wearing away the boulder over time or by creating a new path. Suddenly, the obstacle changes things and the river's path is different. In the same way, challenges in our lives can change our paths, frequently leading to outcomes we never expected. Losing a job, for instance, can be upsetting at first, but can also lead to a new career, new opportunities, or the opportunity to start your own business. A failed relationship can help you grow as a person, learn more about yourself, and make deeper, more important ties in the future. Having this historical perspective also makes you stronger. We become more flexible and prepared to face adversity head-on when we start to view challenges as chances. We begin by asking, what can I learn from this? And how can this experience make me better? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Naturally, this doesn't mean we should look for challenges or ignore real problems and trials. In every problem, there is a seed of opportunity waiting to grow. Obstacles can be turned into springboards that propel us toward growth, wisdom, and satisfaction if we cultivate that seed with a positive perspective, patience, and perseverance. There are still echoes of old historical knowledge in our modern world as the sun goes down on another day.